Hi.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Knock Knock Hi with us, your hosts, Dr. Glauc, Lady Glauc.
Will and Kristin Flannery.
We're happy to have you here today. First, Kristin, they updated the TikTok terms of service. Very important.
Yes. Saw this.
So
haven't read them yet. Have you?
I perused them.
Okay.
And it looks like the biggest, like, this kind of people are like up in arms about this, this whole thing. I think it has something to do with the fact that they're forcing the sale of TikTok from ByteDance, the Chinese-owned company, to
Larry Ellison.
Yeah. Or I shouldn't say, is it Chinese? Yeah, I think it's Chinese. Anyway, the whole thing's happening. And so they updated the terms of service. That always makes people nervous. But it looks like the only thing specific big change is that it allows TikTok to know geographic location.
Yeah, which I don't like on any app unless it's Google Maps or something.
You know, I don't care.
I know
what
you
do you
don't.
what do they just in parentheses or in quotations, they, whoever they are, what do they not have? What do they not have?
I know. There's a very nihilistic way to look at all of this, which is just it seems inevitable that we are just headed for a surveillance state, essentially.
That's how I see it.
Yeah, and that's the bummer.
Yeah, that's what it is. We did it to ourselves. We joined all of these things. We have profiles and everything.
Okay, but they also made it where it's very difficult to keep up with things in life if you don't have a lot of these things. Businesses are on social media now. We're a good example. We have a business that is based on social media accounts. You can't not have the internet these days. Well, you can barely, not have a smartphone. So I feel like, yes, we chose it, but it's a little more nuanced than just that.
Well, the only other things that they're that the terms of service apparently is collecting on us are just the things that we provide in our content, in our profiles. If we say it on the platform, they're going to collect it.
Well, they have our names,
right?
Probably our birth dates, because you have to. Well, I guess you could falsify a birth date, but sometimes you have to prove your identity that you are who you say you are, and that might include your birth date.
Their demographic information, gender, age. A lot of people have that on their profiles too.
Yeah.
So
but again, it's
if that's what they're collecting, is that a problem?
I don't think that. Okay, for example, profile picture. Now with AI, you can analyze people's faces and get their identity that way. Compare it to databases all over the place, right? Can you have a successful profile without having a profile photo? Doubt it. Not if you're using it for any sort of professional purposes. It's just not as simple as just don't give them anything, because that's just not how the world works right now.
I mean, I think as long as everyone knows about it, I
don't love the idea that they can keep track of where I am and where I'm going, because then people go places in patterns. And so then they can triangulate different things about you. And especially these days where not everyone is safe everywhere.
Yeah.
Sometimes including their own homes. It's not really just a theoretical meh. It has real consequences that sometimes affect health, affect safety.
Yeah, I guess I'm just more pessimistic about it, because it's just
what can we do?
What can you possibly do?
Well, I mean, you have to try. I also am I don't know. It just sort of feels inevitable.
I've given up.
But
no more trying.
If you give up, you're basically consenting.
Yeah. Here, I'm just gonna post my social security number. Just put it out there.
Oh my goodness. At least allow me to legally protect myself from you if you're going to do that.
I don't know.
You know how I have always been very careful.
You know, we're on different ends of the
Yes.
doomsday spectrum.
Oh yeah, I'm always on the end of doomsday for sure.
Yeah, you're a prepper light.
Yeah,
You're like
I'm not like a bunker in my backyard person, but I'm definitely wanting to feel prepared for
you have go
emergencies
bags in every car.
Well, I did until everybody kept taking them out.
Because they take up so much space. It's
but you'd be glad you had it
it's
when
a
you
massive
need it.
duffel bag of like bags of water.
Yeah.
It's like 100 pounds.
Okay, I won't save you then. I'll just have one in my car. Just trying to be nice. Save your life again, but okay.
Well, no, it's great. I'm just, but it illustrates like I would never think to do that.
Yeah.
And I don't have. I'm like kind of the mind of whatever's going to happen is going to happen, and
well, we balance each other out in that way. I make you consider options that you wouldn't have, and sometimes that has really paid off well for you. And then you make me try to chill out.
Well, to be fair, you couldn't have planned for my cardiac arrest.
No, but that's not the only time things have worked out well for you. Small example. This is just small, right? Of everyone gives me crap about my bags, how many bags I have, the size of them, how full they are, whatever, something. And then inevitably, at least one, usually multiple people are like, does anybody have a Band-Aid? Or, stuff like that. And of course, I always have it. And you guys just take that for granted and take advantage of it.
I will say you are very well prepared on trips.
Yeah, and in life, generally.
You have
Let me tell you, after COVID, we are never running out of toilet paper again. I have built up a stock.
I don't remember. Did we run out of toilet paper ever?
We got very close. And one time, the only reason we didn't was that we had friends in a different part of the country that still had toilet paper, and they shipped us some.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
Yeah.
Was that was COVID? People, the run on toilet paper was COVID?
Mm-hmm.
Like, was that lockdown?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It
was like early on because
like
people didn't really know what was going to happen. And so everybody was preparing for the worst. And our region of the country was a little bit ahead of the Midwest where our friends were in terms of like things were happening here first and then they would happen there a little bit later. So I would warn our friends like, hey, we're out of these things up here. Stock up now. And then they would send us things if we couldn't get them.
I wonder if it was the cardiac arrest that made me like, I don't remember a lot from lockdown. It was like, April, mid-April.
I think right after spring break, everything shut down. Mid to late March. And then, all of April was shut down. I don't even remember when it lifted, when the lockdowns lifted, but
well, I was scheduled to be in clinic the day of my cardiac arrest, so it must have been.
Yeah, but were you considered
early May when we were back?
Maybe, but I don't know. You may have been back. I don't know if everyone was back. Because I know you're not like an essential worker, but you're still like in healthcare. So those things
they allowed like clinics to open sooner.
Maybe. I kind of remember something about that, but yeah, it could be that you don't remember because of that. Also, every single day bled into the others.
I still find
you remember Tiger King, surely.
I do remember Tiger King. Oh man, what a wild time. I still, whenever I'm like cleaning out certain different things or looking for something, sometimes I'll come across a relic of our COVID times.
Ooh, like what?
Like some of those, like the very first, like the COVID tests that you bought a whole bunch of COVID tests.
Yeah.
And like,
the government was giving them out for free at that time.
Right. So I just found a stash of old COVID tests that I just didn't really even remember were there. So anyway, all right, I have a question for you.
Okay.
What do you know about dog insurance?
Dog insurance, like health insurance.
Health insurance.
I know that it's a thing.
What would non-health dog insurance refer to?
I don't know.
Like car insurance, dog insurance?
Like property.
I don't know.
What is the term for the stuff you have in your house?
Dog health. I know this is like a complete like non sequitur, really, but it's a question I had is about pet insurance.
Yeah.
Like,
Should we get some?
Do they? Well, I mean, we might need to because of our the poor dog who had another small, minor little seizure.
Yeah, it's true. This is his third seizure. So he had a really big one.
He had a big one, and that was, so just to give context, that was like a few days after using like some very commonly available like flea and tick shampoo, and then he had a seizure like a couple days later. So it was like pretty close.
Could be that. Yeah, that one was big. Then he didn't have one for I don't know what 2-3 years, and then a few months ago he had a small one.
And
all of these have been like while everybody is sleeping. Right. So yeah, like 4:30 somewhere in there.
Really fun thing to wake up to.
Yes.
Is your dog like and what he does.
And then like a couple days ago he had another kind of minor one. Yeah.
And he's kind of like stands up on the bed and is kind of like
he's like swaying and stumbling. You can tell he's kind of dizzy. And then you can also, like, if you can feel his body, like the muscles are just sort of like tremoring.
Yeah.
And it's just like all over his body that's happening.
Yeah.
That first seizure, he I don't know, might have been like a grand mal seizure or something. He was like,
that was a big one.
His body was just shoving itself into like the wall.
That was scary.
It couldn't go any farther. But yeah, thankfully these last two have been smaller.
And so we took him, obviously, after the first one, like we took him to the vet, and they said that, after just one seizure like that, you don't need to put them on like lifelong anti-seizure medication. But we have not yet gone to the vet again for this problem.
Yeah, he's got an appointment coming up. So
he's got an appointment coming up. We're going to talk about it. But so that's the question. So I did some Googling, which I know everybody loves. I'm sure vets love when human doctors start Googling around and think they know a thing or two. So I'm just prefacing this by saying, I don't know anything about dogs, about dog health.
Well, you know what an average pet owner might know. But you don't have any special professional knowledge.
So I am not, I do not present myself as an expert in anything animal related. But I did Google like the causes of seizures in dogs. And then I started Googling like dog health insurance because like, God forbid, like he needs something done, like a big surgery or medications. It's very expensive. And I don't think it's a common thing, like pet health insurance. So I would just love to hear like the reality. I don't know what to believe on the internet anymore, like what I'm Googling around. So I'd love to hear like vets chime in on like just the idea of like pet health insurance in general.
Is it worth it?
Yeah.
If you're a vet, do you have it for your own pets?
When you have someone come in to see you as a veterinarian and they say, "Oh, we have health insurance," and they show you the dog health insurance card, is that like, is it worth anything? Do you actually use it? Does it cover stuff? Like we just love to know.
How good is it?
I just as a just curiosity type thing. But as far as dog seizures,
okay.
All right, so idiopathic epilepsy.
Yep, there's that word again.
This is Google, you guys. All right, so just like I'm a layperson, just trying to search for answers. We're going to be going to our vet soon to ask the expert. But anyway, these are Google's ideas for common causes of dog seizures.
Okay.
So idiopathic epilepsy, it was the most common cause. It's where you can't really find a structural defect. It's just the dog has a seizure disorder.
Right. And the underlying cause is
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so metabolic problems, and this is actually common in adults as well. So low blood sugar, you can get seizures from hypoglycemia if it's low enough. liver disease,
Mm.
all right, kidney failure, electrolyte imbalances. So all that sounds pretty familiar to me. That seems to make sense. Toxins and poisoning. So chocolate. And I've learned that from a vet that it actually has to be like a
large
legitimate amount of chocolate.
And keep in mind, our dog is 80 plus pounds.
Yeah, it's big,
so
standard poodle.
That would be a lot.
Big guy. So caffeine.
Oh, interesting. I don't think he's been getting into the coffee.
I haven't told you, but we've been having a cup together.
Oh, have you?
In the mornings. Yes.
I see. You're both in your bathrobes and slippers.
He has
a coffee.
He has this very
sitting on the rocking chairs on the porch watching the sunrise.
He has a mug he prefers. All right. It says, "Don't talk to me till I've had my coffee." So antifreeze, obviously.
I feel like that just for anyone, never.
Yeah. And pesticides.
Oh, okay.
So you got to be careful with pesticides.
Yeah.
I don't think that's an issue for us. We don't really do a lot of spraying of any pesticides.
No.
We have a few trees that maybe have had it, but nothing recently.
Right. I mean, it's winter. It's been winter.
All right. So brain structural issues.
Oh.
That can be another cause. So like brain tumors, which are more common in older dogs. So Milo is 5. So he's middle-aged.
Yeah. He's about our age, really.
Yeah, we're
if you do the math.
Actually, I think you're about right. He may be a little bit older, actually, than say 7 years for every human year.
I think so. That's what they say. So 35.
35.
He's a little younger.
He's a little younger than us.
Although I don't know. But
now, maybe it's different for like bigger dogs because he's a big dog. So I know they don't
live as long
of a lifespan. But
who
anyway, that 7-year thing that might be like.
I'm sure that's not entirely. It's a good, probably like rule of thumb ballpark zone.
There are so many veterinarians right now that are just punching air. Like,
for sure.
Geez, these guys just stop talking about. So other potential, I guess, causes of strokes in dogs: trauma, stroke. Not strokes, seizures in dogs. Trauma, stroke, encephalitis, inflammation around the brain, hydrocephalus. These are all like things.
I hope it's none of those.
Yeah, exactly. Infections like rabies. He doesn't have rabies. Fungal infections. He had a little fungus in his paw.
Yeah, we are in the Pacific Northwest. There's quite a lot of
fungus up here. So we did treat him with some soap, for his paw.
Yeah, I think that was antibacterial, though. That was a bacterial infection.
Oh, that's right. We weren't sure if it was both or one or the other.
He has had a fungal infection or two in the past.
Age-related trends. Puppies, it's usually infections, congenital issues, low blood sugar. Young dogs,
1 to 4.
Idiopathic. He might have He could have idiopathic epilepsy.
Yeah.
That is the most common cause according to Google. And then older dogs, it's like brain tumors and stuff. So
where is inbreeding on this list?
I don't see inbreeding. Yes,
because he is rather inbred.
He's a rescue that we ended up doing some genetic testing. We was just curious, what he is, and he is
100%
standard poodle. He's like 200% poodle because he's totally inbred.
Well, was it 30 to 40% inbred?
Oh yeah, there's a lot.
He's got issues with his eyes. So he's got all sorts of issues.
It would not shock me if he's got some genetic thing that causes him to have epilepsy. But the thing is, when do you start? And this is a question for our vet, obviously. When do you start medication? How frequently do the seizures have to be? Because it's not real common.
No.
He has 1 and then he's done.
Yeah, he's had 3 in all 5 years of his life.
Right. And so it's he's not having a whole bunch of seizures in a 24-hour period. The seizures don't last long.
Well, this last one was
minutes?
Probably 30 minutes. Yeah.
Seriously?
I mean, it was mild, but
dang.
From start until he's back to his normal self again. It kind of tapers down after about 20 minutes or so.
Okay.
Takes about 10 minutes to get back to baseline.
Interesting.
That's what it did this time, at least.
Okay. Well, good thing we're bringing him in. So,
yeah.
Anyway, we will update you all about the status of Milo. He's doing fine now. You'd never know that this is going on, and so we'll if he's got to be on medication, we'll give him his medication. One
I
time
hope not, though, because it kind of dopes them up. Like, it kind of changes their personality.
Does
So I know that
the dude sleeps all the time anyway.
it's true. What personality? No, I'm just
Remember when we
kidding.
tried to give him a pill without any food?
Yes.
We just
I didn't have any. I didn't want to go over to the kitchen.
we were just kind of
it was
laziness
late at night.
on our part.
It was.
So like just give it to him.
Yeah. Like just hold his mouth shut.
Dogs are so good about like spitting out pills.
Yeah. He just opened his mouth, just there it goes.
But he's really good about it when he actually put it in stuff. So anyway, we'll see. We'll see what we got to do for.
We'll have to give an update.
Our lovely standard poodle boy, my boy.
Yeah,
Milo.
your son.
All right, let's take a break and we'll come back with a medical topic.
All right. Hey, Will.
Yeah.
You know, it's February. It's the month of love.
It sure is.
Do you know what I love?
Me?
Well, yes. But do you know what else?
I don't know what.
I love eyelid mites now.
You?
Yep.
Eyeballs too, right? Not just the mites?
No, just the eyelid mites. Yeah.
Oh, okay, well, that's a start.
Mm-hmm. But I was just thinking that since they're so common, like 1 in 12 adults has an overgrowth of eyelid mites, so I should be more accepting.
That makes sense. It's very normal for Demodex mites to be in and around your eyelids too.
Yes. And I know that if they do happen to overpopulate and cause Demodex blepharitis, there's a prescription eye drop treatment, so no need to stress.
So relax. See, if you ever have itchy, irritated eyelids, just go see your eye doctor. They can examine your eyelids, check for crusties, what we call collarettes. Those are the things that mites leave behind. To learn more about eyelid mites and Demodex blepharitis, visit miteslovelids.com. Again, that's miteslovelids.com to learn more. This ad is brought to you by Tarsus Pharmaceuticals. Hey, Kristin, did you notice what I was wearing last night?
Yes, you wore a set of pajamas and they matched.
Not just any pajamas. These were Cozy Earth's bamboo pajama set.
Those are the best ones that I have ever had. They are legitimately like my favorite ever.
They're lightweight, but they're also warm. And I felt very comfortable. I had wonderful sleep. And now you can get a 100-night sleep trial. Try them out. If you don't like them, send them back. You also have a 10-year warranty with these things.
Nothing to lose.
Share a little extra love this February and wrap yourself or someone you care about in comfort that truly feels special. Head to CozyEarth.com and use my code KNOCK for up to 20% off. And if you get a post-purchase survey, be sure to mention you heard about Cozy Earth right here. Celebrate everyday love with comfort that makes the little moments count. All right, let's do a random topic. We haven't done one in a couple weeks. Give me I have my trusty first aid, everything a doctor needs to know to pass that fateful test. So pick a random number between 32 and 706.
48.
Do you like doing this with a book?
Oh, yeah.
What's this?
Oof.
Is that nice?
Yeah. Put it right up there.
And you smell it?
Oh, the smell is the best.
Smell it to the...
I always smell a book before I open it. And as I gotta say,
medical textbooks, this book specifically has a distinctive smell. Like, I think I could smell test.
Yeah? Let me smell.
And know...
Because I don't have the history with it.
And know that it's USMLE first aid. You gotta do the thing. Yeah.
It does it smells like a textbook. Yeah. You know the textbook smell? Like I don't know if it's a certain type of paper or like how they coat the paper with like, it's got something with kind of a sheen on it.
What do you think that?
I don't know. Probably chemicals.
This is great podcasting right here. Yeah. I don't know. I would know that smell anywhere. Okay. Yeah. Did you give me a number?
48.
48?
Yes.
Oh, come on. 48.
What? You said.
You know that's going to be like biochem.
I don't know what it is.
Oh, we're talking...
I see eyeballs.
You want Ehlers-Danlos Syndrome?
I do.
Nice job. You chose 49. Okay. So, Ehlers-Danlos Syndrome. It's a faulty collagen synthesis. So, you have different types of collagen. You know that?
I have never given thought to that.
There's like collagen type 1, there's collagen type 2, collagen type 3.
Very aptly named. Very informative.
So as far as like what the different types of collagen do, so collagen type 1 is the most common type of collagen. That's what your bones are made up of. So collagen is in bone.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yep.
I'm embarrassed to say.
It's made by osteoblasts.
Okay. Yep. I know that.
The blasts make it. The clasts take it away. Also, skin is type 1. Tendons, your teeth, your cornea, type 1 collagen right there. Type 2, cartilage.
Okay.
Cartilage. Also, your vitreous. Vitreous jelly, type 2 collagen. Type 3 is also skin. So skin is, you have type 1 and type 3 in your skin.
Okay.
Blood vessels. That's a big one for type 3. Type 3 collagen, blood vessels. Type 4 is the basement membrane in your cells. So in like
that is extremely specific.
Yeah, I know, right? But if it goes wrong, you're screwed. You don't want that.
What is a basement membrane? Like, obviously, I know what a membrane is, but
yeah,
what is...
It's like the last layer before the
cell explodes?
The void of the outside.
Okay.
And also the lens is type 4 collagen. Actually, didn't remember that. I forgot that there was collagen in there. So that's just a little primer on collagen for you. Okay. It is the most abundant protein in the human body, collagen.
Okay.
Very important. Don't ever underestimate the importance of collagen.
That's interesting because just as a layperson, I only think of collagen as like an anti-aging situation. You know, like you just think of it as the beauty industry, how they talk about collagen.
This is how you can remember the different types as a med student. Scab.
That's disgusting, but okay.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. Skeleton.
Okay.
Cartilage.
Okay.
Arteries. Basement membrane. Scab. There you go. All right. Ehlers-Danlos. Faulty collagen synthesis. So you're just not good at making the collagen. And there's a whole thing. I'm not going to, fortunately, you didn't choose page 48 because that is all about collagen synthesis.
Actually,
and structure.
I did, but we can go with 49. I feel like this was a 48? Subconscious choice you made.
Well, I saw Ehlers-Danlos. I was like, oh, that sounds
I would rather talk about that.
Okay. So anyway, faulty collagen synthesis that causes skin to be hyperextensible and often thin or transparent. So,
like mine,
you do have it, not quite as much as the examples that we're seeing here.
Part of the body is that?
That's an arm.
Like a forearm?
That's a forearm.
Yeah, mine doesn't do
it's
that
not
much.
Quite that bad. But yours is much more extensible than mine is.
Yeah.
I've tested this. Also, your joints are hypermobile.
Yes. And
you have a tendency to bleed, easy bruising. You are very easily bruised.
I check those boxes.
You do. Okay. There's multiple types of Ehlers-Danlos, and inheritance and severity vary. So you can be like Rubber Man. Right? Skin just you can basically like fly through the air like a flying squirrel. Or
quite the visual imagery.
Or not so extensible. It can be autosomal dominant or recessive. May be associated with joint dislocation. Have you ever had a spontaneous joint dislocation?
Not a spontaneous, no.
That happens sometimes. People with very severe Ehlers-Danlos, they move a particular way and boom, their joint pops out.
Well, okay, I don't know if it like totally pops out.
You've never had a joint dislocation.
I haven't, but I do like a less severe version of that, I guess. Like I do move a particular way and like things grind against each other.
That's not quite the same.
I know it's not, but like that does happen.
Okay. You're also more likely to have aneurysms.
Oh, don't tell me that.
Just because there's collagen in your blood vessels, right?
But maybe I'm jumping ahead here, but like I feel like Ehlers-Danlos is a pretty, first of all, not well understood thing yet, and also variable. So if you have it, do you have abnormalities in all 4 types of collagen, or might you have it in just, 1 or 2 or 3?
You can have it in specific types of collagen. Yes.
So I feel like there's more work to be done to know. Well, there's just who is at risk for an aneurysm.
Well, there's just a lot of genes associated with it. So the hypermobile type is the most common type of Ehlers-Danlos.
That's what I have.
Classical type is which involves the joints and the skin, like hyper extensibility. caused by mutation in type 5 collagen.
Oh, a sneaker collagen.
The genes are COL5A1 and COL5A2. COL5A1, COL5A2. The vascular type, which results in fragile tissues, including vessels in the aorta, organs that are prone to rupture, like pregnant women could get like uterine ruptures.
Yeah.
Mutations in type 3 collagen. Again, remember? Scab.
Yes.
Arteries.
That's right.
So
but what
like
what
internal.
about 5?
5 is
a
mystery. It can be caused by procollagen peptidase deficiency.
What's 5 or all of it?
Just all of it.
Okay.
All of it.
In general.
Procollagen peptidase. That's some kind of enzyme that cleaves procollagen into collagen.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So it's just involved in the making of the collagen.
Mm-hmm. So it's like your collagen is just the precursor to collagen. It's not the fully formed collagen.
And that is the extent of what we need to know to graduate.
Yeah.
to get our medical license.
That's depressing.
About Ehlers-Danlos.
As someone who has it.
Well, it's probably, I mean, you're talking about a genetic disorder, so there are certain specialties that will know more about Ehlers-Danlos.
Well, I can tell you from experience, you don't come across those very often.
Have you looked for a rheumatologist?
Well, no, to be fair, but I have seen many kinds of doctors over my life, including PCPs and whatnot, including I've had a surgery based on some complications from this. Like, no one has ever mentioned, hey, you should go see a rheumatologist.
Well, I bet if you asked, you could probably get a referral.
I probably could, but I only know that because of you just now reading this book for med students. So, like, generally speaking, patients are...
It's a complex...
It's a rough road to navigate the healthcare system.
It's a complex disease. Yep. All right, that's it. Short and sweet. I'm glad you picked that page.
You know what? There is a podcast that you can listen to if you are interested in Ehlers-Danlos. It's called Bendy Bodies.
That's right.
Dr. Linda Bluestein.
By our friend, Dr. Linda Bluestein.
We've had her on, and I think we've been on her feed anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I personally find it really interesting because I do have it. So if you are interested in it, check it out.
That's it for Glauc Talk. Thank you all for listening. There's lots of ways you can reach out to us. You can, if you have any comments, if you have any questions, if you have any corrections, email us knockknockhigh@human-content.com. You can also hang out with our Human Content Podcast family over on Instagram and TikTok @HumanContentPods. Thanks to all the great listeners leaving feedback and reviews. If you subscribe and comment on your favorite podcasting app or on YouTube, and give you a shout out. Like today, we have @Amanda2244 said, when I was in school, I signed a contract saying I wouldn't work. Well, I had to pay my rent, so I worked. When my program director found out because a classmate narked on me, I was threatened expulsion for working. Until I pointed out that I was salutatorian and working was just helping me pay my rent and not negatively affecting my academic performance. You got to do what you got to do. Not everyone has a rich dad that can pay for their entire life.
Yeah, so this was in response to a previous episode where we talked about med student debt.
That's right. How hard it is, and some people feel compelled to try to work at the same time they're going to med school.
Do you think that's an outdated model now to have for med students or med schools to say you cannot work? Like, I get it, they want you to spend your time learning, but it feels a little bit like overreach to say you can't.
I don't remember signing a contract in general when I go to med school. Do you sign contracts for school?
I did for grad school. And we had that. We were not allowed to have outside jobs because we got a stipend.
Maybe that is part of it then. I don't know, but I don't feel like, I feel like that would be very outdated, because then what do you do with all the medical influencers?
Ooh, that's a good.
Like, they're working.
Yeah, technically.
That's just making content. You're making money doing that. You're working.
Right.
Is that against the law? Is that against the laws of the school law?
More and more expensive, as we all know. Yeah. And what are you supposed to do?
I'm not sure. Full video episodes are up every week on our YouTube channel of this podcast at Glaucomfleckens. Go check it out. Leave a comment. We love reading those. Lots of cool perks over on Patreon. We hang out with other members of the Knock Knock High community. We have interactive Q&A live stream events, early ad-free episode access, much more. Patreon.com/Glaucomfleckens. Speaking of Patreon community perks, shout out to all the Jonathans as usual. Lucia C., Edward K., Marion W., Mr. Granddaddy, Caitlin C., Brianna L., MP Cole, Mary H., Parker, Muhammad L., David H., Kaylee A., Gabe, Gary M., Eric B., Marlene S., Scott M., Kelsey M., Dr. Hoover, Sean M., Ryan N., Jess K., Tracy B., Hawkeye MD, Bubbly Salt, and Shawnee D. Patreon roulette time. Random shout out to someone in the emergency medicine tier. Shout out to Dana for being a patron. Thank you.
Hello.
And thank you all for listening. We're your hosts, Will and Kristin Flannery. Also known as the Glaucomfleckens. Our executive producers are Will Flannery, Kristin Flannery, Aaron Corney, Rob Goldman, and Shanti Burke. Our editor and engineer is Jason Portizo. Our music is by Omer Ben-Zvi. To learn about Knock Knock High's program disclaimer ethics policy, submission verification, and licensing terms, HIPAA release terms, you can go to glaucomflecken.com or reach out to us, knockknockhigh @human-content.com with questions, concerns, or fun medical puns. Knock Knock High is a human content production.
Knock, knock. Goodbye.
Thanks for watching the episode. You can find more on that playlist over there. If you prefer to listen, or you just had your eyes dilated, you can binge full episodes wherever you get your podcasts. Or join the party over on Patreon, where you get early access episodes, hang out with us, get lots of exclusive bonus content. Help you subscribe, leave a comment below. Let us know what you think.